I just wanted to do a video about pull-through loops, and I'm going to tell you what I've decided is the best way for me personally to make my own pull-through loops and the reasons why I like these so much. And I'm also going to sell these on my website. I'll have a link in the description box below where you can go if you want to buy some of these. The reason I decided to sell them is because they're actually a little tedious to make. It takes me the better part of an hour to make 10 of these. It takes about 45 minutes to make 10 of these. If you want to make these yourself, you can do that. A lot of times when I have an idea and I put something out on a video and show people how to do things, they want me to make them for them and sell them. So I just decided to skip that whole process and just go ahead and just say I've got these for sale. I'll tell you why I like these the best out of anything I've tried and some of the benefits to it, and we'll go from there. And I hope you enjoy the video. But let's talk about pull-through loops a little bit. The first thing most of us use when we're using pull-through loops is we use the thread that we're using to build the rod to start with. I've got a little clip of a video that I put out a while back with some rod building tips on it. I'm just going to show you that real quick and why you might not want to use the thread. The threads you use for rod building are twisted strands that are twisted together to make up the thread. And what you'll run into if you're trying to use the thread for your pull-through loops is that on the heavier threads, when you pull it through, it'll twist the opposite direction and it will actually want to ball up or knot up on the backside of your pull-through loop, which causes a problem when you go to pull it through. It makes it unnecessarily large on that backside, and it can really pull your wraps over while you're pulling your pull-through under the wraps. Braided fishing line is made out of polyethylene. Polyethylene is very slick. It's kind of like Teflon almost. It's so slick. So it's a really good choice for a pull-through loop, but not all braided fishing line is a good choice for pull-through loops in all situations. If you'll watch what I'm doing here, I have white thread that I've wrapped with, and I'm going to use a yellow braided fishing line as a pull-through loop. And you can see when I get this pulled through that it leaves some of the yellow dye coloring behind on the wrap itself. And that's not good because you won't get it to come off very easily. The solution to that is to use white braid. White is the natural color of polyethylene, the material itself. So if you see white braided fishing line, it has no dyes or anything in it. It is naturally that color. The thinner the better, in my opinion. I think 6-pound test braid is perfect for pull-through loops because it's usually as thin or thinner than your rod wrapping thread. You don't want something too thick as your pull-through loop. I see some people using fly line backing that's like a 20-pound test or whatever, and it's braided, yeah, and it's white, but the problem with using that is that it's thick. And if you use a 6-pound fishing braid as your pull-through loops, it's going to be a lot thinner. And to me, that's a lot better choice. The drawback to using 6-pound braided fishing line is that it's super thin. It's really easy to lose it. I use these little 4mm acrylic beads to help me keep up with them. Tie those on to the loops. It also gives me something to hold on to when I pull my loops through. I pull by the bead itself. The 6-pound braid that I'm using is a 4-strand braid. I would recommend a 4-strand over a 8-strand because the 4-strand, the individual strands are thicker, so they're a little less prone to getting wear from rubbing over things. Like say you've got an unfinished blank or something like that, that's a little rough on materials, you're going to get less wear on that 4-strand than you would on an 8. It's just like if you were fishing, the 4-strand's going to hold up a little bit better if it's dragging on rocks and things like that. The 8-strand is going to be more flexible. I think the 4-strand 6-pound white braided fishing line is an excellent choice for your pull-through loops. And if you want to make your own, you can use that. Again, I'm using 4mm acrylic beads. They're lightweight. They don't really get in the way. You don't want a big heavy bead on that back end slinging itself around as you're making your turns and things. A 4mm acrylic bead is pretty lightweight, and if you insert it to where it's close to your wrap, the bead, then it's not going to really cause you any problems as you're wrapping either. So once again, if you're interested in buying these, you can look on my website I've got a link in the description box below. If you want to make your own, go for it. It's not a big deal to make them if you want to make them. I just thought I'd offer them to people that didn't want to spend their time tying up pull-through loops. Some people just want to support my YouTube channel too by buying things from me. I really appreciate all y'all that do that, and I appreciate y'all for watching this video, and I will talk to y'all later.